What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's get a little spicy because we got a few things to talk about as it pertains to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So let's get into it. So, first up, let's talk about Mary being on Watch What Happens Live. Now, I don't have any clips for you guys. There were only two things that I wanted to talk about. One I saw from a steal, another one I actually did see a clip where it was a question asking Mary about Robert Jr.'s sobriety and how he's been doing. And she actually said he's doing better. And she was like, that's all she can hope for. And they're taking it like day by day. So I genuinely hope he is doing better because the last time we talked about him, he was getting arrested for like trespassing and trying to go through his wife's parents' doggy door, I guess, to speak to her. So it's nice to hear that he's doing better. I hope he has found a friend group that will allow him to like be himself and he doesn't have to rely on drugs. I also hope that he has a job because it feels like he's lacking purpose, and that is potentially why he is behaving the way that he's behaving. Because sometimes when you don't have anything to do, it's kind of like what they've been saying, the devil's playground is like an idle mind or idle hands. So he just needs something to do to make him feel like he has a purpose, and he probably wouldn't rush so quickly back to drugs. The other thing I want to talk about is everybody wanted to know how Mary was feeling watching Bronwyn, whack Lisa at Amy's party. But this was posted by Watch What Happens Live, the official account. It says Mary Crosby serving that look yet again. It says hashtag RHOSLC, hashtag WWHL. And it's a collage of Andy asking her, have you seen the screenshots of you smiling at Bronwyn while she's going off on Lisa at Amy's party? What was going through your mind at that moment? And Mary said, "Get her, Bronwyn." And you could tell Mary was very much happy and impressed with the way that Bronwyn ate Lisa up at Amy's party. A lot of people were. And y'all know I like Lisa, and she's one of my favorites on this show, but even I had to admit that Bronwyn whacked her good. Okay? She got whacked really good and hard. So moving on, let's talk about this back and forth between Wendy's and Angie. So Bravo tweeted out this tweet saying, there's more drama underway at Lisa's lunch. Hashtag RHOSLC is all new tomorrow. And the clip was Angie telling Lisa, I do franchises, you do French fries. Or is it I do franchises, you do fries? Either way, that's the gist of what she said. I'm gonna be honest, the quip didn't land for me. Just like a lot of people say that gout dick sucker didn't land for them when Lisa said it to Bronwyn. This one didn't land for me because it felt like Angie was thinking about it or she had been practicing it. And I'm like, girl, it didn't really flow the way I think it should have flowed. Well, Wendy saw this and they quote tweeted Angie saying, canceling my hair appointment at Angie's 1.5 salons. And that's what Lisa said to Angie. Now, if you don't know, Lisa is like a sponsor for Wendy's. Like people even pulled up pictures of her. So, they gonna rep their girl. So Angie saw this and she quote tweeted them saying, just like I keep your French fries out my mouth, keep my franchise out of yours. And then she put a fries emoji, scissors, and the nail painting emoji. And she says, hashtag RHOSLC. Then she reposted her tweet in her Insta story and she captioned it saying, I don't eat at Wendy's, I just eat them up. Okay, Angie. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the clap back was cute. The part where she said, just like I keep your French fries out my mouth, keep my franchises out of yours. That was cute. But then Angie took it a little bit further, and it made it corny when she was like, I don't eat at Wendy's, I just eat them up. I don't know. I just feel like it felt corny. It felt corny. The first statement she made, I said, okay, that was cute. You got him right there. But then it's just like Angie has a tendency to go too far. And it's not even to the point where it's like it's too far where it's like detrimental. It's too far, and it makes her look corny to me sometimes. I still like Angie. I tell y'all this all the time. Mary, Angie, and Lisa are the only three that really keep me coming back to this show. And they're the only three that I really enjoy watching. And I started to like them part of season 4, but really started to like them season 5. So like this ain't no real like hate towards Angie, but it's just like Angie has a tendency to be corny at times. But she got Wendy's, okay? But I do like Wendy's. I just want y'all to know that a frosty with some fries is amazing. Okay? And their strawberry lemonade always slaps. So moving on, let's talk about Miss Meredith Marks. So shouts out to Bravo Snarkside. They posted a part of the interview sit down that Meredith had with Bryce Sanders, and they captioned the video with this statement saying, Meredith Marks talks about Bronwyn's legal issues being brought up this season. So let me pull that clip up for you guys.
And where do you exist with Bronwyn?
Bronwyn, you know, we were, I mean, you saw, like, we had a lot of connection over our fathers. Yeah. We had a very good connection for a while, and I don't know, things towards the end got weird.
She got sucked into the bad weather tornado?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. There's a lot that I have to see how things got to certain places to understand.
We do get in the trailer, it appears Angie brings to you Bronwyn's legal issues.
There's things out there about bankruptcy and shoplifting.
Legal issues seem to be at the heart of so much conflict, which is not the norm for most housewives. How do you feel about it always going to that place?
I think it's interesting. Look, I guess if there are a lot of legal issues, of course you're going to have it on camera, but like, then we should be talking about all of them because there are a lot.
Do you feel like the group got resolution on whatever comes up about the Bronwyn stuff?
No, I don't think there was resolution to it. I mean, as she, you know, you heard what she said on Watch What Happens Live.
Sealed, so she can't really get into it.
Yeah, so there's no real resolution there because there's no answers really.
So shouts out to Bravo Snarkside for reposting this video and also for this caption, which gave us a little bit more information. And it says this: reminder that Bronwyn herself most likely had it sealed. And they're pertaining to the case. She could talk about it, but she doesn't want to. In California, you can request to have a felony seal if you meet certain eligibility criteria, such as having no pending cases and not being on probation or parole. So the Grand Theft Auto and the identity fraud charges happened in California. So that is why they're bringing up California. So what I found interesting about this clip was the fact that Bryce Sanders pointed out that it seems as though Angie is the one that brings the lawsuit to the group. And I'm shocked by that because I was under the impression that it was going to be Lisa. But the fact that it's Angie is kind of wild to me because Angie, Bronwyn, and Whitney were all going really hard at Lisa at the luncheon, talking about how it's messed up how she digs on people, but yet Angie is digging on Bronwyn. So like, I don't know if that's how it's going to play out, but if it does play out that way and Bronwyn doesn't have any words for Angie, that makes me feel like there's an alliance between Whitney, Bronwyn, and Angie, because there's no way y'all can be going off on Lisa and talking about how she's digging on people, but yet and still this lady digs on you and brings this lawsuit to the show and you still cool with her. Because on Watch What Happens Live, Bronwyn talked about how she's in a really good place with Angie, Brittany, Heather, and Whitney and Mary. And the only two that she's not really cool with is Lisa and Meredith. So that's kind of wild to me. On top of that, I'm also going to know there's an alliance if the ladies don't press Bronwyn the same way they've been pressing Lisa about being transparent and honest about what's going on with her court case, because Lisa's still actively fighting these lawsuits, whereas Bronwyn's went to trial, she had a hearing with a judge and everything, and she sealed the case. So clearly, to me, that tells me that there's something in that court case that is not favorable for Bronwyn, because why would you seal a case if you were the innocent party? I just know that Bronwyn is not going to be as forthcoming or as transparent as they are trying to demand Lisa be about this case. Like I know she's not. And I know I'm going to probably be annoyed by fans who are just going to allow her to get away with it because they don't like Lisa and they like the fact that Bronwyn whacked Lisa really hard at Amy's party and she got her. So that's going to be annoying. But yeah, I'm interested to see who brings this story to the forefront. I legit, if it is Angie, I'm going to be surprised because I don't understand again how you can go on and on about Lisa and her digging up information and the person that you're supposedly really cool with dug up information on you. So if Bronwyn don't give Angie the business, then she's definitely in an alliance with them. But that's all I got for you guys. As always, remember to be bravely authentic. Definitely hop down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and, like the video. Be on the lookout for my reviews for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.